On number 14, we're going to put in words what we just did. That is, first solve the inequality for y, then decide if my boundary line is going to be a dashed line or a solid line. Dashed line if it's less than or greater than, solid line if it isn't. Then I'll plot my line, and I'll pick a point not on my boundary line to check it. And then I'll shade if it's true, and I won't shade if it's false. On number 15, it says Lola can spend up to $20 in her snacks for study sessions. Muffins cost $4 each, bagels cost $2 each. To see how many of each item she can buy, Lola graphs the inequality. 4x plus 2y is less than or equal to 20. X is the muffins, Y is the bagels. Which of the following is not, that's the key word on this one, is not a description of Lola's graph? Okay, the boundary is included in the solution. That's true. So we don't want to pick that one because the less than or equal, that's included. The boundary has a slope of -2. Well, let's get y by itself. So a minus 4x from both sides. So then we'll say 2y is less than or equal to -4x plus 20. Let's divide by 2. So y is less than or equal to -2x plus 10. And notice that's true, because you have a slope of -2, and my y-intercept is 10. The half line containing the points 5 muffins and 2 bagels is a solution. Well, let's put those in. So if I go 5 muffins, so I'll go 4 times 5, can see where this is going already, I think, plus 2 times 2, is that less than or equal to 20? Well, that'd be 20 plus 4. 24 is not less than or equal to 20. So there's your one that's incorrect. So C is the incorrect solution on that one, or the incorrect conclusion. Okay, which of these models can be modeled by 10x plus 12y is greater than or equal to 25? We take a look at letter F. A grocery store sells 10-pound and 12-pound bags of flour. The flour display has a 225-pound limit. Limit would be less than, so that is not correct. Children's tickets to movies cost $10, and adult tickets cost $12. Jay can spend no more than, once again, that's not true. No more than would be the opposite of greater than. Letter H, it takes Ann 10 minutes to walk a kilometer. Jackson takes 12 minutes to walk a kilometer. Find the total distance after 225 minutes. That would not give that they wouldn't be an inequality, would it? Okay, so Shane earns $10 per hour at one job and $12 per hour at another job. He wants to earn at least 225. Oh, there's your at least. So the correct choice would be J on that one. In question 17, I want to graph my linear inequality in 2 variables as shown. And I don't see my x and y intercepts here. So let's go through each one and let's rewrite them so y is by itself. So on letter K, I'll end up adding 2x to both sides. So say -6y is less than 2x minus 12. I'll divide by a negative, which means I flip my inequality. So I'll get y is greater than, I'll say -1/3 x plus 2. The problem is it's greater than, isn't it? And that's not greater, that's less than. So K is not the correct answer. Now, L, if we notice, that's just like K, except the inequalities are flipped around. So L is going to be y is less than negative 1/3 x plus 2. So I'm shading below it. I've got a dashed line. My y-intercept is 2. If I go down 1 and over 3, look at that. That's perfect, isn't it? So it is L. Number 18. Which inequality of these has the same solution set? So let's get y by itself, because they'll have y by itself, don't they? Make this a little bit bigger here. So I'm going to minus 3x from both sides. So then we'll get negative y is greater than negative 3x plus 1. I don't want the negative, so I'm going to divide everything by negative 1, which means I flip my signs. So y is less than 3x minus 1. And there we have point T. On question 19, it says, if 0n is the solution to the inequality, what's the greatest possible value of n where n is an integer? So in other words, I'm going to put in x for 0 and y is going to be n. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to say n is less than 3 times 0 minus 1. So n is less than negative 1. Notice I can't say negative 1 because that's not less than negative 1. The biggest number that's less than negative 1 is going to be negative 2. There we have it. Okay, which of the following, which inequality includes 3, 3? And they say x is greater than negative 2. So is 3 greater than negative 2? Sure it is. We don't care what y is if you're just looking at x. So 3 is greater than negative 2. And it can't be y because 3 is not greater than 3. Okay, and it's not less than negative 3. So it has to be w on this one. And in 21, the graph represents the hours x and the miles y that Noah plans to walk in a walkathon. Which best describes his walking pace? His walking pace is going to be a slope, isn't it? So if I look at my slope here, starting at 0, it looks like let me draw the slope triangle in here so we can trace it. So it looks like we go up 3 and over 1. And that'll be the shaded part, so it's going to have to be less than or equal to that. So my shaded part has to be less than or equal to 3. The one that means less than or equal to, notice B is less than, that would be a dashed boundary line. So it's got to be choice D.